Hey kids, TaviRider here. I'm proud to present TaviRider's Minecart Station version 2.1. This one took a lot longer to finish than I thought it would because I ended up rebuilding pretty much everything. It still has the same exterior look and the rider interaction is the same, but everything else is new. So let me give you a tour. The main theme that I'm trying to accomplish in my minecart stations is having the best rider experience possible. And actually, I've just demonstrated the first improvement over the previous station. You can approach the boarding area from either side. You don't have to walk around the building if you happen to be approaching it from the wrong direction. Everything is responsive. The moment you hit the minecart dispenser button, you get your minecart. All you have to do to ride it is get in and press a button, and you're on your way. Very simple. I also try my best not to rattle the rider's view as they go through the switchyard. That's the same as before. But there is another improvement here. Before, this has the usual detector or system for handling runaway carts, empty carts. But before, that was done with a slope that would pass through this building, and it would, the rider would pass through this dark area, and I didn't like that very much. So now I do it with this flat area and this piece of intersection there. So let me show you what happens when it's unoccupied and you press the destination button. Keep your eye on that piece of track. You see that it switches, but then it switches back just before an unoccupied minecart gets there. If the minecart is occupied, then you actually pass through the intersection before it switches back again. So you go on towards your destination. It's simpler. It's flatter, but it does mean there's one more intersection in here. Now I keep these intersections grouped together so that we're rattling the rider's view. We get it over with as quickly as possible. Now the next thing that I want to show off that's an improvement over the previous version, I have to show you the old one to demonstrate a bug, and I'm surprised no one ever pointed this out to me. And it has to do with the minecart when it's dispensed. When I push this button, watch the way that the minecart is facing. It's facing to our left, and then the moment it hits the track, it reorients itself facing down the track. And when we get in, now I'm not going to move my mouse at all. I'm just going to hit this button and watch what happens to our view. It rotates 90 degrees, and now we're facing a wall. That's because of that weird rotation. Something about Minecraft, it remembers which way we were facing. So to address that in the new version, since I was already splitting up the building into two pieces with the minecart switching on the left and the minecart dispenser on the right, I was able to address that by just changing which way the cart comes from. So we get rid of this one, and notice that the minecart is facing to the left, and when we get in, I won't go for a ride now, but we would stay facing, we wouldn't have our view rotating. Now let me show off the minecart dispenser. The way that you deposit a cart, you just drop it in there and it goes into the mechanism. If you drop it and the minecart dispenser is full, it just pops right out here and drops down onto this track. So it's minecart return. There's no death cactus in this version. Some people didn't like the idea of losing their precious resources that went into making the minecarts. But here's something else interesting. If you have multiple minecarts, they just stack up on this one rail. You can have as many extra minecarts coming through here as you want. You can actually let your riders take minecarts if you want. And they all pop right off when you destroy them. It's just a fact of having this piece of rail right there. If you are on an SMP server where people have all the minecarts they want and minecarts are more viewed as trash than anything, then you just replace this with a cactus and the minecarts will be destroyed, and that solves that problem. So now one thing to note about this dispenser is there's no full indicator and there's no empty indicator. To me, the full indicator is you deposit a cart and it came right back out again. The empty indicator would be you press this button and no minecart comes out. You could wire this up with indicators if you wanted, but I didn't like that because that means more signs, more things for people to read, more redstone torches for them to understand. There's no indicators anywhere in this. So that's all I really wanted to show for this video. My next video will show how the innards work. And there's a Pez dispenser in here with a hatch. There's also a fair amount of circuitry to make the minecarts come out more quickly. It's all underground so that the minecarts can come out pretty quickly without having this gigantic building next to it, but if you wanted to redesign it, it could be above ground. But if you want to throw this into your world, I only ask two things. One, leave credit somewhere on there, and two, show me what it looks like. Show me what you did to adapt it to your world, because I've seen so many great things. I've seen different decor on the outside. I've seen functional upgrades. I've seen people who replace the walls with glass because they want their riders to see the cool mechanism that goes into making all this possible. So just let me know, however you can, what it looks like in your world. So post your questions. I love helping people out with this, answering questions. Look for the download link in the description, and thanks for watching.